welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, November 3rd, 2025. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Hey-yo. Over yonder, making the magic happen here on a Monday, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. And finally, he's under the table, paying off his pick'em loss. It's Troll Man Tas Mellis.
Oh, hey, everybody.
There he is.
Oh, there I am.
What's up, Troll Man?
Well, this wig has got some loose hairs, some wispy hairs on my face. So if you hear this, that little, that's me pulling the hairs off my face with my microphone. It's kind of annoying. But either way, I'm just hanging out here. It's kind of comfortable.
Okay, interesting. So,
I
yeah.
love how we can see your eyes through the tiny gap
it's
between
very
the
hilarious.
table and the sign on the front.
I also didn't realize we were getting a Troll Man upskirt shot here with the camera angle, but great work, JD.
Yep.
For everybody listening to the
camel toe.
podcast, come check out Tas on YouTube. Dressed as the, what I guess I refer to as the Justin Timberlake troll.
That's Branch for show.
That's Branch.
Yes. My daughter would be proud. She dressed as a branch. That's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I gotta admit.
We didn't have a lot of options when it came to the type of troll costume or the size of troll costume, which is maybe why it's a little tight on Tassie under there. But anyway, it looks great. I love the hair, Tass.
Just chilling. Yeah.
We got NBA weekend and winners and losers to tackle today. But first, we did have some weekend wedgies. We had two more on Friday night. We'll show them to you. First one was special. Man Tas Buzelis on the alley-oop dunk attempt.
Real nice.
Now, he was fouled, but we count that. If it results in free throws, we usually count the wedgie. So that's good. And we got a nice shout out there from Amino again as well. So awesome stuff. Then we had Jordan Goodwin sticking another one on Friday night. So 2 cup wedgies with the baseline jumper up to 7.
That ball was different.
Yeah.
It was.
What's up with that ball?
That was an NBA cup ball.
Yeah, good ball.
And then Tas, Trollman Tas, got to get your opinion on the World Series wedgie from
my
Game
goodness.
6. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, this feels like years ago because that's Game 6. This thing goes 7 games, extra innings. What a series. I will say, I don't have really good TV access here in Trollland. So I haven't watched many World Series before.
down.
I was lying down. Yeah, I needed a quick rest during the wedgie.
Come on, wake up. Wake up.
I haven't seen, I'm being a little biased, but I would say this is the best World Series in the last 20 years. Because I haven't watched many under a table.
Right.
But that was phenomenal all the way till 7 games and extra innings. Although that 9th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. The Jays just have to score 1 run to win this freaking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa on third base.
Yep.
What kind of leadoff was that?
What kind of leadoff was that?
I would say the third baseman was further away from third than Falefa was. And the secondary leadoff. And then the slide at the plate. He could have scored.
Yeah.
He could have scored.
Tough loss for our Jays fans out there.
Tough, yeah.
What a game, though. But hey, the Raptors won
Great
both
series.
games. We'll get into that. Okay, so let's get into NBA weekend winners. Trollman Tas, why don't you start us off? We'll do a couple rounds of winners and eventually move our way to losers. What do you got?
A winner this weekend, Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka back early. They won both games with Luka in there. We didn't expect Luka to come back this early. The Lakers came out and said on October 26th, he'll be reevaluated in a week, which means November 2nd, we'll evaluate him. We'll see.
Yeah.
He comes back on Halloween early. Are they just throwing us off? Did they just say he's out for a week just so nobody would ask questions about it? Well, it worked. Nobody was asking questions about it. Luka came back and was phenomenal against the Grizzlies on Friday. A scoring machine, dropping 44, 12 boards, 6 assists. I think he's smirking more, doing a little snarling a little bit more when he's doing the step backs because he's even impressed with himself.
Right.
He looks awesome doing it. The passing to DeAndre Ayton in that first half, that great pass, he just kept going footwork. Where am I going to go? He didn't know where to go, and then he dropped it to DeAndre Ayton, who left in the second half for Jackson Hayes, who played really well. They didn't need everybody to score a ton in that game, but they did in the second game because Luka didn't score as efficiently on Sunday against the Miami Heat. just had 29, only 1 of 11 from 3. But that guy, I said, Jackson Hayes, who came in for DeAndre Ayton, played the entire game because Ayton was out on Sunday. I thought this was his best game as a Los Angeles Laker. He was a rim deterrent. He was bumping properly in the defensive lane when guys had to come back or way up top. I thought this literally was his best game as a Laker, along with his Slovenian brother, Luka Doncic there. And then the supporters are the story. We didn't expect all these guys to be very good for the Los Angeles Lakers, but Jake LaRavia, who looks like he's taller than Luka at 6'8", is such a good cutter on this team because he knows he's not going to get the ball. He cuts extremely well. He can shoot the three. He can defend really well. He's Luka's wide receiver out there because those outlet passes are for Jake. He passes, Luka gets that outlet pass going, and Jake is running. And so Jake coming off with 25 points on 10 of 13 could not have been expected. He's done a couple of those. He's coming off the bench now. Marcus Smart is starting. He had 2 games this weekend, played 35 minutes and then 26 minutes. Gabe Vincent is out, and somehow Marcus Smart looks far better than we expected. He was happy playing against Memphis on Friday, happy to play against a team that he didn't want to be playing for, as he has recently, along with the Wizards. Didn't have a great time there. Those 3 guys, phenomenal. And then Bronny James was playing crunch time, and they still win. Bronny James, has to learn to be a little bit more decisive with the ball and score the ball because he's going to have that opportunity. But again, going down to crunch time, he had that one cool alley-oop. That was freaking cool to have one of those. But to have this problem for the Los Angeles Lakers, you consider it a problem with LeBron out, even with Gabe Vincent out, now with DeAndre Ayton out. But still, guys performing, and they win both games. Yeah. This is a good problem to have for JJ Redick. Has got these guys performing.
5-2 the Lakers, despite no LeBron, the banged up Luka to start. Gabe Vincent, other guys out of the lineup, and they're racking up the wins here. Anything to add to Troll Man Tas's breakdown of Luka and the Lakers there?
2-1 without Austin Reeves, and then Reeves had 2 great games once Luka came back as well. We've talked a lot about how he can scale up to be a number 1 option when he needs to be, and when he is the secondary playmaker, still really good as a catch-and-shoot player, so not surprising that he was able to slide back down, but the Lakers are just awesome right now. They're unstoppable on offense, it feels like. Right. Luka gets wherever he wants to, can make any shot that he takes. Doesn't matter if he's on balance or not. I don't know how you check this, but he must lead the NBA in baskets made after a pump fake because he so many times gets into the lane, just stops, pumps once, sees what the guy's going to do, maybe throws a second fake. Oh, you didn't jump? Fine, I'll just shoot a little mid-ranger over the top. I think it has made for a little bit of an awkward development period alongside DeAndre Ayton, alongside Jackson Hayes, because Luka likes to keep the ball and just stay patient in the lane until maybe somebody comes open in the corner, or maybe it ends up being an alley-oop to the big guy. With Austin Reeves, he gets off the ball immediately. Sees 2, gets it to the big guy, let them make the play. Luka is going to figure out how to play alongside Ayton and Hayes. I agree with Tas. Hayes was great against the Heat. I thought he was even better in the previous game. Had 5 assists, was making reads that you wouldn't expect from a guy like Jackson Hayes. So if they're able to get decent production from their big dudes, Marcus Smart has looked good, and LaRavia has been one of the best signings of the offseason to start the season. So good stuff from the Lakers. They haven't had their whole team yet this year, and they look like one of the 5 best teams in the league, probably.
And did Austin Reeves make history, Troll Man, on becoming the first player in NBA history to throw an alley-oop to both a father and son combo now in his career? He's thrown one to LeBron.
It's gotta be.
And now he threw one to Bronny. It's gotta be. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. No. I don't have a computer service down here, so I can't fact check it. But yeah, for sure. And then, again, that Bronny one was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Bronny running. Again, I think he has to grow a little bit. But JJ Redick literally played Bronny James in crunch time basically until a little under 2 minutes left. That is a heck of a lot of, number one, confidence in Bronny alone, but just in the supporting cast. He's got them all cooking, and Luka, it all starts with that guy who's scoring 41 points per game now through his 4 games that he's played. He's now officially the leader in NBA scoring because he qualifies now. Right. But this guy should lead the league in scoring when it's all said and done this season. Yep. It's got to be him.
All right, let's keep it moving. TK, your big winner.
Kawhi Leonard is my big winner. Had the buzzer-beating game winner on Halloween, a pump fake. 2 guys fly by, shoots it over the top of basically 3 Pelicans. Wet ball. That's what he said afterwards. Great comeback from Kawhi after he turned the ball over. A pretty brutal turnover on the sideline. Got trapped with about 12 seconds left. Zion made a couple of free throws, and then Kawhi ended the game. Maybe a weird winner since the Clippers did have a gigantic lead in the second half. Basically gave it all away. The Pelicans came back to tie the game, but I loved every piece of media following this game that the Clippers put out. There's Harden staring lovingly at Kawhi after making the shot. Very funny image. Kawhi in the hallway walking down. You can tell the social media person is asking for him or some sort of reaction. He just says, game winner, chicken dinner.
Wow. Big pause.
Big pause. He's like, I don't know, I guess I'll say chicken dinner. And then afterwards, they're asking him about the wet ball. And they're like, was that a wet ball? He's like, you didn't see it? Yeah, I saw it. I had a good view. Did it hit the rim? No.
No.
Wet balled in. Wet balled in. And then apparently when he was over in China during the offseason, they learned how to say wet ball. I forgot to throw it into Google Translate then, but then he did his thing. He said wet ball in Chinese. Very cool, yeah. Xin Hao? I don't know what he said. I'm going to look it up, but wet ball. Wet ball is just a funny term for it anyways. Yeah. Well, that thing was pure.
It was.
That was a very wet ball. Soaking wet, like a stream running underneath a bridge where a troll man lives. Monster mash, monster game, though, for Kawhi in this one. 34 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 6 steals, went 11 of 16 from the field, hit 5 of 8 from 3. He's having an awesome season so far. 24 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of steals. He's shooting 51 from the field, 44 from 3, and 95 at the line. Not a guy that I think of as a 50, 40, 90 candidate, Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
But basically when he plays, he's 50, 40, 85. And if he's able to knock down the free throws like he has to start the season, pretty cool for Kawhi. I think he could get to 50, 40, 90. And, he just got those big old fingers to shoot those wet balls. So the Clippers got the Heat tonight. They got the Thunder tomorrow. These are the best teams they've played. They've kind of beaten lesser competition to start the season. But when the Clippers look bad, we trash them. When they look good, I like them.
There you go. Anything to add, Troll Man?
Yeah, listen, Kawhi had semi-quiet games. I'm not trying to make a pun, but he was super efficient. Yeah, to hear those numbers that he could be pulling off a 54-90, my head's off and wigs off to him because he may need a wig. His hair is running away from his head a little bit. He's got a bit of a receding hairline, so I could give him my troll hair if he needs it.
You got a lot there, yeah.
Yeah, if he needs it. So they got the Heat on a back-to-back. Good for them. That's
true.
That's awesome for the Clippers, considering the Heat actually have to travel a little bit within LA from the Lakers arena to the Clippers arena and play a back-to-back.
Yeah, that's sit in traffic. It's going to be a really tough back-to-back for them. But Beal came back. Good for the Clippers. He's on a minutes restriction, but Derek Jones Jr. was great, caught a ton of alley-oops. John Collins, I thought, had one of his best games for the Clippers so far, had a ton of alley-oops as well. They just look good. And Harden, I think, looks pretty quick. He was getting to the rim quite a bit in this one as well, though they did give up to 30 to Jordan Poole off the bench. Yeah. But, it's the Clippers. I don't really think, or it's the Pelicans. I don't think the Clippers were given the hardest effort out there.
Sure.
They looked like they were pretty much in control of things, even though scary times right at the end.
To go back to the social media job from the Clippers team, too, I saw the clip going around, the classic, hey, blind rank these Halloween candies.
Okay.
A lot of the Clippers players not in on candy corn. Derek Jones Jr. was, in fact, insulted it was even an option. So they had candy corn dead last from what I could tell across the board. And then it was more Snickers, Skittles,
like your
stuff
classics,
your classics.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's another positive for them. Candy corn sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I didn't see a single kernel of candy corn.
Really?
This whole weekend.
Really?
It's out of vogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were Nerds clusters on that ranking?
No, they weren't.
Number 1.
Yeah,
they killed it on Halloween.
Man. They're good.
They were popular on Friday night for kids?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everywhere. They're everywhere. And they were still around on Sunday. And I had no problem going double dipping, going on Friday, going on Sunday. They're so good.
Yeah, you guys just realized, you dads must have had a lot of candy or chocolate this weekend.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Was there something that you were like, oh, nice to see you. Nice to have you in my life again?
Man, I got to give a big shout out to my daughter, Ada. I said, give your dad a piece of candy. She gave me a full-size Reese's peanut butter cup.
Whoa.
You didn't have to do that, Ada. I would have accepted an Almond Joy. In fact, I stole one from your bag later that night after you went to sleep.
Damn.
A single cup? You got to be proud as a dad for a single cup? I thought you were going to say
big ones, though.
If I were in her position, I'm giving me the worst piece of candy I can find. I'm looking for the candy corn.
Yeah,
Take this, old man.
Here's a Werther's, old man.
Yeah, for sure.
Knock yourself out, Grandpa.
You're right. My daughter was throwing her Milky Ways my way.
Yeah.
She wasn't having it. You're right.
According to the stream team, Shiki is wet ball.
Okay.
In Chinese. Shiki.
Shiki.
Yeah.
Wet ball. Should we throw that on a t-shirt
Wet
at
ball.
breakingtea.com?
Wet balled in.
Wet balled in is a good saying.
Wet balled in.
All right, so we got Luka and Kawhi. I mean, Lakers and Clippers starting us off here as NBA weekend winners. I'll go with the Mexico City Pistons as my winner of the weekend. These guys balled out down there in Mexico City because, yeah, they had a game against the Dallas Mavericks that sort of snuck up on everyone, at least myself. Like, what? They're playing in Mexico City this weekend? Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham both had career nights, though, down in Mexico to lead the Pistons to the 122-110 victory over Dallas on Saturday night. Let's start with Jalen Duren. Career high 33 points, 13 of 16 shooting, pulled down 10 boards. He was catching multiple lobs early in this game. And then as the second half rolled around, it was more pick and roll action, him running to the rim. He had Grant Hill comparing Jalen Duren to Amari Stoudemire on NBC, especially the comparison of like Nash, Amari, their chemistry to Cade and Jalen Duren, at least in this game. And Duren finished, I love this, 7 of 8 at the free throw line, where this guy has drastically improved, TK. He came into the season as a sub 70% free throw shooter for his career. This season, he's doubled his free throw attempts per game, and right now is shooting 85% at the line. He's had some monster double-digit free throw attempted and made games already. So the bottom line is best start of his career. I know it's a small sample size here, 6 games, but Tas, Jalen Duren, really, really solid. We can get to Cade and some other guys helping the Pistons, but this guy's jumped off the page to me early in the year.
Yep, and preseason, he was lumped in at the back end of the young guys for the Pistons that could grow. It started with Asar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, and even Ron Holland I was mentioning, but he has to be put in there. He's still not even 22. He'll be 22 soon. He's a fourth-year player, and I guess we all sort of just thought of him as kind of plateaued, kind of peaking, but it is dumb to do that. He's getting better. And as Giannis said in his Greek interview during the offseason, the first guy he thinks about as a monster man in the middle is Jalen Duren. And to see him with his shirt off a few weeks ago, he is a monster man, and he's showing a little bit better defensive chops, I'd say. That's something that has always been questioned about him, and now he's catching more lobs like he's Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, he was great. Kate,
He was. I thought this was pretty easy for Jalen Duren. He had Dwight Powell on him for a lot. Dwight Powell's old enough that he played against Amari Stoudemire, so he was probably having flashbacks. They put him in the pick and roll every single time in the second half, and Cade would just get into the lane and wait until Duren had enough runway and throw it over Dwight Powell's head.
Yep.
Dwight Powell can't turn backwards and jump at the same time at this point in his career.
Well, it's great you brought up Cade Cunningham. He had 21 points, okay, but tied his career high with 18 assists. I think 7 of those went to Jalen Duren. And my favorite stat in the box score with when it comes to Cade, because we always bring it up and we knock him when he turns the ball over, but only 1 turnover on Saturday night trade, despite all the pick and roll action, despite all the bodies they threw at him. Cade now has 28 assists to just 1 turnover for him in back-to-back Pistons wins. That is amazing. So love to see that if you're a Pistons fan, that he's like taking control of that a little bit more. And then Duncan Robinson, I think, is starting to get comfortable in his role with the Pistons. He's averaging 14 points per game on 53% shooting from deep over his last 3 games. He started really slow, probably, again, trying to find his space in that offense, where he should be. He's figuring it out, especially when the pick and roll action is happening. He's deciding, am I sliding down to the corner? Am I staying up top above the break? What's going to be the best angle for generally Cade to find me? And he's starting to knock him down. He even has figured out with Jalen Duren, just do the Hito Turkoglu missed layup, where you sort of botch it almost on purpose, but all the defense has collapsed, and Duren's going to obviously use his athleticism to go get it. That happened once or twice in this game too, so good stuff.
Yeah, they couldn't keep Cade out of the lane. That was the main thing that really stuck out to me, was he did get 18 assists, and a lot of them were to Duren going over the top, but it was because of Cade's dribble penetration. I love seeing a 1 turnovers between 2 games, especially when he's handling the ball against decent defensive teams, right? Dallas should be a good defensive team. I think they're top 10 right now, maybe 8th. The Magic have struggled a little bit out of the gate, but they're a team that's based on defense as well. And Cade was completely carving them up. Now he just needs his shot to come along.
Yeah.
He's kind of struggled to start the season, but eventually he'll put it all together and rip off an MVP-like run at some point this year.
Tas did, or Trollman, excuse me. Any thoughts on the Mexico City court that they sort of tweaked the design this year? I mean, they always had a pretty unique court on the floor there in Mexico City, but I don't know if you had a chance to catch this one. We'll show it to everybody on YouTube.
The first instant I saw it, I went, I started singing Coco.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so of course, I do like it a lot. And I heard Cade Cunningham speaking Spanish, un poco Spanish before the game when he took the mic, and I was going poco loco looking at this court. I mean, it's right. It's very nice.
I like it.
Do you guys
too.
disagree with it?
No, I love it. And we're not even showing you like the design in the paint was very cool too. It pops.
This is the best part of it, the Dia de los Muertos skull.
Yeah.
I personally hate a light outside, caramel inside. I think it looks so bad. But I do love the skull at half court.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was Dia de los Muertos this weekend.
Yep.
Parties happening all over Atlanta. It was a fun time.
You getting comfortable?
Yeah, well, I need to relax. Okay. I got little shoulder problems up here. This is nice.
Yeah, just lie straight on your back.
Your abs are going to be under tension for
very much.
90 straight minutes here.
Very much core workouts.
All right, Tas, Trollman Tas, back to you. Let's do another round of winners.
The Portland Trail Blazers only played once this weekend, but they got a victory against the Denver Nuggets in Portland on Halloween on their NBA Cup court, the dark gray. I thought it looked good. And it didn't start well. They actually only scored 18 in the first quarter, and they had a 17-minute delay because there were shot clock problems. They were literally having to think about, we might have to do a stopwatch throughout the entire game for the shot clock, and it was on Halloween, so one of the Blazers employees was wearing a Waldo costume, running around trying to figure this out. So it was very funny. They got it done. So they still had a clock, but it was a problem going all the way into the fourth quarter. They're down 10 in the fourth, going into the fourth against the Nuggets. Flash ahead to 1 minute left. Aaron Gordon hits a tough step back against Drew Holiday of the Blazers. So they're up 5. Then you go the other way, and this is the great thing about the Portland Trail Blazers so far this year. They're playing extremely fast, and this is how they got points back. Denny Avdia getting the ball from Drew Holiday basically on a run way outside the three-point line, and he goes into his dribble package, gets that very low dribble, goes crossover, spins on Aaron Gordon, scores, so it's now a three-point game. Thiago Splitter, the new Blazers head coach, all of a sudden decides Murray and Jokic are going to run that pick and roll. Of course, let's double it and get out of Murray's hands because he hit a great shot with 1:30 left. So they get it out of his hands, and they're still hanging out with Jokic. So whoever else wants to beat them, go ahead. Christian Brown gets the ball in the corner, misses a three. Blazers run again immediately, and they go to the foul line. So they tie it. They tie the game at the free throw line, and then you got Murray and Jokic again running the pick and roll on the other side. Double Cam Johnson, go ahead, try and beat us. The drive is helped out by Toumani Camara with a huge block. What a fantastic block. But the Nuggets get it back because it's out of bounds on them. Aaron Gordon goes into the post, turnaround, blocked by Shaedon Sharpe, who helps out because the shot clock is down. So the Blazers got a go-ahead chance with 3 seconds left. They give it to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant pulls up, and Aaron Gordon fouls him, so he goes to the line and hits his free throws. They're up 2. Jokic gets a bomb of a pass to try and win it, and he gets a great pass, and it looks like he has a great look, and Jeremy Grant probably bumped him early. Running back from that foul line, he gave him a bump, but no foul called, and Jokic misses. So the Blazers win. Denny Avdia and Jeremy Grant with the longest hug I've ever seen in Portland Trail Blazers history. Denny Avdia probably saying, all right, I took your starting job, Jeremy Grant, but we're still buds. The greatest thing, as I said, they're playing fast. They're the 3rd fastest team in the NBA. You wouldn't expect that of them. So guys like Young Hansen, sorry, you're not going to play as much.
G League. He's going to the G League.
He's going to the G League to practice at the very least to try and get better. And Robert Williams made his return. Remember Robert Williams? He's part of that Drew Holiday trade from Boston, playing in his first game. He was the backup center. But even Donovan Clingan, just playing 24 minutes in this game, as Thiago Splitter has said, we're going to size down and just try and run.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that of the Blazers, but because they don't have a lot of scoring options, this is their way to score. And coming back from 5 with 1 minute left, Big win for them.
Yeah, huge fourth quarter, 38-26 for Portland to get that cup win and to
Big
improve to
cup win.
4-2 against obviously a really good Nuggets team, and they sort of looked dead in the water for a good chunk of this game as Tas took us through.
How'd you like the dark gray?
Very hardworking.
They worked hard.
They did. Tas saw a great court, and he says that teams work hard on that.
Yeah.
And they did at least for this one.
I mean, you throw in a gray court and Tiago's splitter. There's no way this team could possibly lose. They've beaten the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Nuggets so far this season. Like Tas is saying, third in pace and also fifth in defense. That usually doesn't go hand in hand, playing that fast and actually still being able to compete defensively. We talked last week about picking the ball up early. Teams are starting their offenses against the Blazers with like 17 seconds left. They're under pressure once it starts. And Jeremy Grant, man, he's doing all right. The on-off numbers are ugly, but he's very productive coming off the bench, and at least he's coming off the bench, like Tas is saying. He made a bunch of plays down the stretch, made some big free throws, including one where he tried to miss it and banked it in anyways, which gave... I mean, I guess it wouldn't have really mattered that differently. The Nuggets got to take the ball out of bounds rather than chucking it, so I guess a little bit of help, but Blazers look like they did last year, which I think is impressive because they put together a nice run in the second half of the season. You never know if that's going to translate when it comes to the first half of the next season. So far it has.
Yeah.
4-2, surprisingly. And you mentioned the teams, the Warriors, Lakers, and the Nuggets. Now people will criticize and say, they beat an Austin Reeves-led Los Angeles Lakers because Luka was out and LeBron was out. But the Warriors and this Nuggets win especially, I thought, was their best win of the season. So that's a great start. No matter what, you got to beat those in front of you.
That's right. Great start for Portland. What about UTK, your second winner?
Houston Rockets for me. Slow weekend for them. They only had one game, but they destroyed the Celtics on Saturday, led by as many as 36, and most of their starters didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant had 26 through three quarters. Alperen Şengün played 30 minutes, put up 16, 10, and 9. 7 Rockets were in double digits. I got him as a winner, though, because we pretty much haven't talked about Houston since opening night. They didn't look good on opening night. Then they lost. They lost to the Thunder in 2 OT on opening night. Like, what a terrible loss, huh? Double overtime against the best team in the league. Then they lost to the Pistons. And now they've been playing lesser competition. They beat the Nets, the Raptors, and the Celtics, but they're destroying these teams, and they're first in offense overall. When they have Şengün and KD on the court together, they're unstoppable. They're putting up crazy offensive numbers. It's a great pairing for them because both guys can handle the ball. Both guys can set screens. You see inverted and reverted pick and rolls. I don't know if what you would call the normal one when it's KD handling, but KD's never played with a big like Şengün ever in his career. A guy who draws 2 defenders just like KD does. Pick your poison is kind of what it's been. They did make a bunch of three-pointers against the Celtics. That's not necessarily been the Rockets' calling card, but they went 19 of 29 from 3. They're 30th in attempts so far this season. Not a surprise. All their guys are gigantic, but they do make them. First in percentage right now. Şengün shooting 53 from the three-point line. KD shooting 41. I think KD's will stay near 40%. Sure. I don't know if Şengün is a 50% shooter, but the good thing is when the Rockets miss, they just get the offensive rebound.
Yeah.
36.8% offensive rebound rate so far this season. That is the highest in 30 years since the 95-96 Chicago Bulls. According to Basketball Reference, the top 200 offensive rebound rates, when you sort it by descending order in offensive rebound rate, only 5 teams in the 2000s even make the list. People don't offensive rebound right now, except for the Rockets. They're obviously the highest. It's working for them. Everybody offensive rebounds because they are a gigantic team. They get a lot of free throws because they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. Steven Adams is the leader there, but Capella's doing it. Amen Thompson's doing it. Şengün is a great rebounder. So they seem to have found a mix that allows them to have a real efficient offense. I don't know if they finished the year being the first ranked offense without a point guard, but so far to start the season, big ball is working.
Yep. Anything to add there, Man Tas, to the Rockets improving to 3-2 and dominating the glass all season long here?
It's an interesting thing that they're trying to try and do it because they were so successful at it last year. When you mentioned that number, I thought of last year when they were like 40 plus in terms of grabbing rebounds when Steven Adams was on the floor, because that's what he does. It's a ridiculous percentage. They can. The question is the guard play. I think that still remains a question. taking care of the bad teams. That's what you got to do. That's what they're
Reed
doing.
Shepard's playing all right. Like, he's up to 44% on three. He's got to make 3-pointers for him to be effective and, move the ball. But who cares? If you miss right now, they're going to get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
That is the strategy, and it's working.
And
like you
Jabari
said.
Smith Jr. looked awesome.
did.
He had
He's
4
improved.
blocks, and 3 of them, I think, were highlight blocks.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right about the Rockets getting overlooked, I guess, is the best way to put it. Early in the season, there just feels like there's so many other, talking points about these other teams, either because they're kicking ass or they had, undefeated streaks or they're struggling. We've gotten to so many other teams ahead of Houston. But that was just a clinic, I thought. Udoka going back and punking the Celtics. I think they won every quarter. Obviously comfortably took control of the game and just crushing teams on the glass.
Yeah,
It's gotta
Jabari-
be frustrating to play them. You get the stop and you're like, God damn.
The worst feeling, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Jabari Smith is a great point because he literally the help blocks. I didn't think that was part of his defensive ability. Really, those blocks were so great. He is also a giant that will be overlooked. We overlook the Rockets. We got to overlook his height. I'm sure on this team because you mentioned everybody else before this guy. He's still a monstrous player.
Yeah.
But he's just not known as a defensive player. But if he is somehow taps into what Ime Udoka is doing, like Alperen Şengün was able to tap in defensively last season, that could be Jabari Smith this year. They are literally getting bigger, but better defensively as well.
Spurs on Friday. That'll be an awesome game.
Here we go.
Big boys.
Big boys indeed. My final winner, at least, my main winner, got to give it up for the perfect Oklahoma City Thunder. They're the defending champs. And after the Bulls and the Spurs lost for the first time this season on Sunday, OKC is our last remaining undefeated NBA team. They're 7-0. They've played the most games, too, and are still undefeated. And this is all despite missing Jalen Williams, who was an all-NBA third guy last year. It was amazing in the playoffs. He hasn't played yet. He's recovering from surgery on his right wrist. And then Chet Holmgren, who when he does play looks like an all-NBA big. He's missed 3 of the Thunder's 7 games. He's got lower back sprain issues. And it doesn't matter. They continue to rack up the W's. Shea, now he's flirting with Wilt Chamberlain streaks here. I guess he reached 20-plus points for the 79th straight game. That's tied him for the 3rd longest such streak in NBA history. I think it tied him with Oscar Robertson. And Wilt has number 1 and 2 in terms of that type of list, 20-plus points per game. He has 2 separate ones because it was Wilt Chamberlain. But, man, it's tough, despite an injury to Shea, unfortunately, seeing that streak ending anytime soon. The guy is just the most consistent. Hell, 20-plus? It feels like 30-plus. It's always 30 or 31 with him. He just racks it up, TK. I mean, it's just a steady flow. Feels like every quarter of that classic thing Michael Jordan used to say. Just get 8 every quarter.
Simple.
Yeah, you get to 32. It's that's sort of what Shea does here.
Yeah, and he looks unstoppable. He basically is unstoppable. Chet's been playing really well. They've had a really easy schedule. They had a couple they had the Rockets on opening night. Like we talked about, that was tough. They had the tough game against the Pacers. It was Pacers opening night. That went to 2 OT as well. Since then, it's been a cupcake schedule, but it'll get hard eventually. They've played the most clutch minutes in the league so far this year. Because those first 2 games were 2 overtime, so that counts as 20 minutes right there.
Yeah.
But now they're destroying these bad teams. They beat the Wizards by almost 20, and they beat the Pelicans by 30. Those teams don't stand a chance against OKC. Maybe they would if A.J. Mitchell was the only guy playing. But this guy's good, too, so it doesn't really matter. They'll get J-Dub back eventually, though. He's out for a little bit longer as well.
Yeah. And their defense still ranks number 1.
Yeah.
TAS at 104.2 defensive rating. That's well clear of the second place Spurs. They lead the league in defensive rebounds per game, so they end possessions. They rank 2nd overall in steals per game. We know them to do that. They're top 10 in blocks per game, and they're tied for the lead when it comes to giving up the fewest fast break points. So again, TAS, they just continue to be a juggernaut on the defensive end, where they take care of the ball, they get back, they obviously shore up the defensive rebound, and then they're just a terror when it comes to turnovers.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Their rotations are ridiculous. I think Alex Caruso's leading the league in defensive highlights. For me, even though Victor Wembanyama is out there playing, I think Caruso's kind of just overlooked at how good he is helping out. A year after he said that people don't watch a lot of games anymore. They don't get what we're doing. He's making people take notice of how good he is defensively in the highlight department. He is so good. I will say, Jalen Williams can stay out as long as he wants, really, with this team playing the way they are. But the Chet Holmgren thing is a tiny thing to worry about because he did miss a chunk of games last year, and I'm sure they're just trying to be safe. But I don't know about his trainer who works out with him specifically. You remember that video during the offseason where his exercises, I think, lacked a little bit of form. Not to get all personal. Anyways, I'm sure he'll be fine, and he's just sitting. I was just thinking.
You're about to have back issues after today's show. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I am not trusting Chet Holmgren's trainer. No, I got shoulder problems, really, is what's going on here. They're so tired.
Okay, some other just like quick winners of the weekend. The Raptors did improve to 3-4 this weekend. 2 wins for them.
Yeah!
I mean, the Blue Jays lost 2 games. The Raptors won both of them. Now, this was a team that was seemingly coming apart at the seams defensively. I talked about it. I wondered if Coach Darko was going to make it the rest of this week. These wins probably helped out his chances to stick around. But they got pretty lucky against the shorthanded Cavaliers. I mean, they didn't play anybody. They do not respect the cup.
No respect for the cup.
No Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and Raptors got that, and then they also got to play against the Ja Morantless Grizzlies, which we'll get into Ja Morant, the Grizzlies side of things. So the Raptors were helped out a little bit by who they were playing task, but they got those wins. Yeah.
If there's any positives, I will say it's nice to see Colin Murray-Boyles come into his own a little bit. Like those 5 assists on Sunday, it shows obviously he can pass, but he just shows that he's pretty hungry on the drives. He feels like he can get physical with people and get into people's space. So good sign for CMB, as they're calling him on the broadcast, because the name's too long, I guess.
It is too long.
CMB and BI3.
Yeah, that's right.
Notorious, says Matty D.
That's right.
Okay. Why is he saying notorious?
Well, because it's like BIG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it took for our guy Matty D. The Suns picked up 2 wins this weekend too. They needed them. They beat the Jazz, okay, and then they beat the Spurs, and really did a good job of containing Wembanyama, who struggled in that one. Booker's been awesome here. They're back to 3-4 too, so it's worth noting that.
Yeah.
Pacers guard Quenton Jackson, a small winner of the weekend. He scored a career high 25 points to help spark the Indiana's Pacers huge comeback, 20-5 run to beat the Warriors, and the Pacers got their first win of the season. He hit a clutch jumper, Trey, and I mean, there's a lot of people that be like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not even Isaiah Jackson.
No.
The guy that people act like he's good. It was Quenton Jackson. The other Jackson from Indiana. Interesting. Jackson 2? Something to think about. You know, Matt Devlin would say it if it was the Raptors.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird one. How did Indiana beat a full-strength Warriors team?
Yeah, we're already starting to see.
What's that about?
We're already starting to see teams go into other people's arena or play other teams that don't have their superstar and not show up enough. You know, we've seen it with the Warriors. We saw it with. It's happening. It's happening all over the league. But the Pacers keep on tapping somebody else to come play. Quenton Jackson, an old 27-year-old player, bangs home that big game.
Huge game.
Big game.
And he followed up with a decent performance too. Mac McClung is playing heavy minutes for this team again. The Pacers have nobody.
Neesmith went crazy as well.
Yes, so good stuff from them to get their first win there against the Warriors. And then Kyle Lowry officially joined the 20-season club. He got into the game over the weekend for the Sixers. He's a big boy right now. Whoa, Kyle Lowry's a big boy.
He's grilling on the roof.
Oh yeah, he is. He's the 12th player though ever to reach that mark of 20 seasons played. So that is something. I mean, he's also a part-time analyst, I guess, for Prime.
Yep.
So he's working 2 jobs, this guy, man.
Wow.
Yeah. But, just wanted to note that
Shooting
he got
1,000% from the field.
Hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah, he is.
1 for 1 from 3.
So those are our
How about the
winners.
Bulls? They're going to win the NBA championship.
NBA championship?
Yeah, they started 5-0 for the 3rd time in franchise history. The last 2 times were 1995-96 and 96-97.
Damn.
So...
What
Then
happened?
they got jobbed.
What happened on Sunday? Yeah, I was going to say.
Because they had to play the same team twice on the weekend. They beat the Knicks pretty easily on Friday night, and then the Knicks got their lick back on Sunday. That's how it's supposed to go.
Right.
But the first one counts more.
So you're upset. You're upset with the schedule makers there.
Yeah.
Putting
unfair.
them back to back.
Completely unfair. Has it happened for any other team so far this season? I don't know.
Maybe.
Should have also been the game on Prime that night.
That was weird.
Instead, we had to watch Ja Morant mail it in against the Los Angeles Lakers. Stay tuned after the ad break.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get into Ja Morant after a quick break. The NBA season's a grind. Games every night, schedule's packed. I'm a busy boy, which is why I'm fired up about the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. Peloton IQ plans your workouts, tracks your progress, even corrects your form. It helps me get my workout done and dusted in half the time. And with the swivel screen, you can go from a ride on the Bike Plus to a quick yoga stretch or ab workout in seconds. I'm mixing it up with Dennis Morton for yoga. Alex pushing me on the tread. And Emma Lovewell crushing my core.
Crushing it.
Let yourself run. Let yourself lift. Let yourself flex. Let yourself push. Let yourself go. Check out the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join because FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Good stuff, troll man.
Yeah, not a problem.
If you're just joining us on YouTube, Tas paying off the short month of October's Pick'em Battle, where we pick a game every night, and he came in last place. Had a bad record for October, so that's why he's under the table, dressed as a troll.
Not a problem.
Short month, troll man. Not a problem, though.
Not a problem.
I love that shot. That might be my favorite shot. You see the eyes through the little no dunks board there. Yeah, gap, and then you got the legs.
You got the legs.
It looks comfortable, like the outfit itself. Like it looks like pajamas almost.
Yeah, it feels like them as well.
Okay.
They're super soft. I'm starting to get hot under here. I don't know if I was going to blame the pajamas, but maybe it's just the temperature down here. The carpet looks super comfy and plush, I'm sure, on camera, although, we're lacking a little padding underneath. So the bows are taking some scabs.
Well, I can't speak for Trey, but lucky for you, I'm not feeling very gassy today.
I mean, same.
Yeah, unfortunate. Same. We should have ate a lot of beans this weekend or something.
Man, we should have ate a lot of beans. Man, I literally ate 15 different kinds of chili yesterday.
Wow.
It was a chili cook-off at church.
That's funny.
I was actually perfectly prepped for this.
Yeah. All you ate this weekend was Halloween candy and chili, and you don't got one single fart in you for troll man?
Hey, it was a disaster weekend in the bathroom. But good for Tas.
Great for me. I wish I had a camera on my face because I'm looking directly at that zone where I could see plenty of farts.
A DX down here.
You were right in the line of fire if the chili starts kicking in here. For sure.
That's funny. Yeah, I had plenty of beans myself this weekend. I had a ramen, if anybody's familiar with that, and that was bad. 24 hours for me. But everything looking good now.
Okay, good. Well, that's that costume we hope to return. So
okay, yeah, we're safe for now.
Okay. Okay, let's get into some NBA weekend losers. We've been teasing it all show long here. Trey, I mean, you get us started here on Ja Morant, the Grizzlies.
Could have very easily started the show with this because I think it was the biggest story of the weekend. Just a disaster for the Grizzlies over the weekend. On Friday night, a fall from ahead loss to the Lakers, and the big story coming out of it was Ja Morant quiet quitting on the team.
Yeah.
Basically, just a lazy, unmotivated performance from him. There's clips of him leaving the bench during a timeout. He finished with 8 points and 7 assists. Looks even worse when you consider after halftime, 3 assists, 0 points, barely dribbling.
Yeah.
Just standing around, chucking jumpers. He only played 31 minutes, and in the post-game interviews, he just kept saying, go ask the coaching staff. Go ask them. Go ask the coaching staff.
Yep.
So eventually the reporters are like, okay, other than the coaching staff, what could have been done to get a different outcome? And he responds, according to them, probably don't play me. Dude seemed very unhappy, got called out by Blake Griffin very eloquently, I thought, on Amazon Prime. So much buzz around Ja that he was suspended for Sunday's game. Conduct detrimental to the team. This was a team suspension via the Grizzlies. They already have Scottie Pippen Jr. out. They already have Ty Jerome out, so they started Cam Spencer. And let me tell you, Cam Spencer was setting the table on Friday, but it didn't matter because they lost to the Raptors on Sunday. The Grizzlies right now, 3-4, and their wins are not that impressive. They beat the Pelicans, they beat the Pacers, they beat the Suns. They're 22nd in offense, they're 23rd in defense. Outside of the suspension, Ja's been playing. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been playing. And he also kind of mailed it in, I thought, on Friday. He wasn't given a full effort, though it wasn't as bad as Ja was. Ja definitely overshined him. So all the talk over the weekend is, are the Grizzlies going to trade Ja Morant? Would anybody actually be interested in Ja Morant? Saw a lot of photoshops. Maybe he goes to the Heat. Maybe he goes to the Timberwolves. I don't know what it is, but it seems bad in Memphis. And if the team isn't winning, maybe they do decide to move on.
And what do you think happened? Like, do you think something went down in halftime of that game where he was called out in front of his teammates and the coaching staff maybe about Ja's play and get off the ball and whatever, and then he almost basically pouted for the rest of the game and then took that into the post game? He definitely pouted,
so maybe that happened, but there was definitely a confrontation post-game. Thomas Isolo called him out to his face, and apparently Ja had a very dismissive response to him. That was in the press release about his suspension, that the tone was not good, and that he wasn't hearing basically what Isolo was saying, which is pretty bad because the only reason Thomas Isolo is the coach is because Ja Morant didn't want Taylor Jenkins to be the coach with 9 games left this season. So a lot of drama in Memphis, and people are starting to say this could be the end of Ja in Memphis, period.
What does the troll man think on that? Is this the beginning of the end here of Ja Morant with the Grizzlies, or can they sort of move past this? Okay, you had to sit him for a game and he can come back with a better attitude. What's your read?
My read is they are trying to get past this by giving him a 1-game suspension. I think they are doing the admirable thing, the only thing they can do. They have to give him some sort of punishment for talking back to the coach or disagreeing with the coach in the way he did. I don't know exactly how that went post-game, but it's obviously clear that he wasn't respecting the coach. And what are you to do as a franchise if you're going to try and move forward with this guy as your lead player, as a guy who's going to lead your team, unless you do something about it? And so I think they had to call him out. Will he be able to bounce back? History says unlikely, but considering the last couple of years were just sort of tumultuous with other things off the court, injuries, and then he was able to move on from Taylor Jenkins to Thomas Isolo because he would have rather that. I guess there is a possibility that he does come back for Isolo. That is a huge question mark, though. That being said, I think that's the only way to do it. And so you have Ja Morant signed for this year plus 2 more years, and if it doesn't go well, it is time to move on and decide that Jaren Jackson Jr. and the rest of the organization is what you have to go on and be led by. I think there's no other choice. I think you want a basketball organization that is respected around the league, and you can't have all these infights for something that, again, when the disrespect is there against the coach, I think that ends it.
Yeah, he's obviously frustrated. There's going to be very little public support for Ja Morant because of his history, obviously with the gun incidences, and then the firing of Taylor Jenkins last year, and all of that. It's going to be a lot of people saying, come on, man, you're supposed to be the leader of this team, and you're basically giving up, like you said, quiet quitting, and then taking into the post game. I mean, just a bad look overall, so that's why they give him the 1 game. So he's openly criticizing the staff. The team is not playing well, as you took us through, Trey. They fired a coach already, so it's like unlikely you do that again. Desmond Bane was sent out during the summer for really more financial flexibility. And so that has people wondering, the trade machine sickos are all fired up because that's a recipe for trading Ja Morant, maybe moving off him, because he's also not playing at the level where you can sort of stomach this, if we're being honest. He's not the player he once was, at least he's right now. Now, he thinks it's probably because of how they're running things, the attention on him, whatever, and that he's getting blamed unfairly. But it's just not worth the headache, is my point.
Yeah, he's not that good right now.
He's not that good right now. So where you're like, okay, well, I don't know. Do we want this sort of cloud hanging over us, or do we, rip the cord on this? But, it'd have to be a lot of money coming back, and maybe you'd have to do the just 2 bigger contracts to fit the one Ja Morant-sized contract, and teams will talk themselves into being the one that can, salvage Ja Morant, get him in a better situation. But it's a mess. This is bad, bad, bad. And Tas, you said it. This usually doesn't bounce back for a lot of these situations. Just most recently, the Jimmy Butler one of it all, right? Like, it's just like it starts to unravel, and it's like tough to patch it back together. It feels like.
And because he's been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think he's got the capability of playing that great. We know that. He's that talented, and he started the season well in game number 1 because that's what he always does. He has an incredible start to the season. Of his 6 opening season games, he's had 4 30-point games in them. One was a rookie year. You can write that off, and another one was a 24-point game. So he starts the season well. Here we go. Looks like Ja Morant is going to play to his abilities. But it's clear he has already decided that he's not seeing eye to eye with Thomas Isalo, which is extremely unfortunate because this is early in the season here.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I mentioned the 2 years left on his contract after this season because it's not a terrible, untradeable contract, money-wise. But it all depends on what the other team's front office sees in Ja Morant. So maybe it's do it sooner and you get more back for him rather than watch another 20 games.
His value's got to be at about its lowest right now.
Probably.
He's not playing very well. He's been a malcontent, at least with the media. Or right now, there's some sort of beef going on with him and the coaching staff. That was the case last year. This is now the 3rd straight year that he's been suspended. And his production is tailing off. And he's a guard who relies a lot on his athleticism. And he doesn't necessarily look like the same athlete. The Grizzlies offense looked much better with Cam Spencer getting in the lane and passing the ball rather than Ja just standing out there dribbling and chucking a 3. Like, he caught the ball at the free throw line. Luka Doncic was 2 steps off him at the free throw line. Just pass it out. He didn't care at all. There's a lot of great point guards in the NBA. Ja doesn't make a ton of money relative to some of these other guys, but he's still got a big contract. It's just like, who's going to actually want to invest in him right now?
Yeah, Troll Man, do you have a team or two that would be calling here on Monday morning? Like, what's going on up there, Memphis? You guys not getting along together? We'll take them off your hands. Do you have any trade destinations?
I've had no NBA trade machine access since Ja Morant had. I keep going back to the well for that joke. I love it. On Friday, I just did not consider this. After watching him opening night, I didn't consider 10 days into the season, literally a Friday after opening week, that he would be in this scenario. Now, maybe that's me being naive and thinking that he would be able to bounce back after the gun incidents, plus the injury. Just the last 2 years, he hasn't been the guy he was the 2 years before those 2 years.
Yeah.
He's 2 years in the past of being 2 years in the past. Now, Fran Fraschilla try. Anyways, but those 2 years he was MVP. He was voted for MVP, so I thought there'd be a bounce back. But again, 10 days in now, I didn't expect this early to be thinking about other teams, so I haven't done the Sport Track /ESPN/ research on this one. Are there other teams out there?
I mean, there are teams that, like the Brooklyn Nets, that would be like, hey, we'll get a franchise guy, sell some jerseys type of thing. I mean, maybe them. The Heat you already brought up. There's sort of always one of those teams that's like flirting with the idea of a superstar getting added to the
They're
mix.
running Memphis's offense from last year, the one that Ja hated.
Oh, okay.
They literally hired the coach that he wanted gone, Noah LaRoche.
Yeah.
And I don't think Brooklyn would do it because they're trying to be bad.
Yeah.
They can't get a guy who could actually help them win games, and they're nailing it right now when it comes to tanking.
We've talked about
great at tanking.
They are.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Raptors needing maybe a point guard. They have contracts that could make it work, but this is a big decision for a franchise to want to obviously even try and put something together. The Kings, I guess, they're
of course
always waiting on them for just to blow it up.
It feels like a Zach LaVine type of move that the Kings were able to pull off. In that, I know they're different players, but a couple of years left on a contract of that's being paid high for a guy who isn't producing that same way. So it's hard to really, even though I think it's not that long a term left on this contract, that it is tradable, it is hard to find a team. Because, I do not think the Brooklyn Nets do it. There's really no answer for me. On an NBA Cup night, you start like that. I mean, I thought the court looked damn good. I like that light
Yeah,
gray.
it was gray.
Yeah, it was gray.
This guy loves a gray court.
man. Yeah.
I love shades of gray. There's so many shades of gray out there. This one was a light one, so it's nearing white. No, not that far, but yeah, we had that Memphis one, dark Portland. I'm still waiting for the Sacramento Kings to debut. That's a beauty.
I think with the John Morant and trade rumors of it all, we see what happens in the next game here. We see how he actually takes this, one game suspension, and he's like, oh, maybe I was wrong, and let's get back to work here. And if that's not the case, then we're firing up the trade machine and we're getting to work. But I think we can give it at least that. They play tonight versus the Detroit Pistons, so he should be back in action with them coming to town.
I admire them for the effort, though. The 1 game suspension. What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Allow this infighting to happen?
Especially with the new coach. Like, you got to give him a little bit of power and respect as the head guy.
Right. Because if you don't, then everybody's like rolling their eyes in the locker room and stuff like that. That's a good point. All right, another loser of the weekend. I'll give it to the New Orleans Pelicans, but also the schedule makers for the New Orleans Pelicans. They can't win. They're bad. We've talked about that. But, man, they've had a rough schedule. They lost on opening night to Memphis. Man Tas already told us John Morant, he balls out on opening night. Okay, that's a tough one. Then they lost 2 home games to the Spurs in overtime, close one, and the Celtics. Then they had a 3-game road trip to Denver, LA versus the Clippers, and OKC. So that's 6 pretty good teams, in all honesty. Part of the reason why they're 0-6, but 3 of those losses, they've also lost by 31 points or more. So it just got shellacked. It's bad right now. The Pelicans, tomorrow night, host the Hornets. This one feels like it has to be a must-win for the Pelicans. Because after that, they have another 3-game Western Conference road trip. So if they don't beat the Hornets, you're looking at a potential 0-10 start here, and likely a Willie Green getting canned type of thing. So I just bring that up. They're bad tasks, and this has been very tough. I mean, they're in the Western Conference. It's going to be tough, but it's equally or exceptionally tough for them right now. But they got to beat the Hornets tomorrow night. Have to.
This is a win for them. It feels like it's going to happen because the Charlotte Hornets are coming off a victory themselves. So I think the schedule makers have succeeded here because the Hornets will not be playing as hungry basketball as they would have if they're coming off a loss. That being said, the Pelicans, number one, the 6 games prior to this, very tough. But even after the Charlotte Hornets game, it's very tough. So it's how will they be able to bounce back as a team, as a unit, as a locker room? That's the big question with this team.
Yeah, they're one of the only 2 teams, the Brooklyn Nets, who are dominating tank job right now, that are undefeated, or excuse me, winless still here in the NBA. Them and the Nets.
At least the Nets have their pick.
Yeah.
The Pelicans don't. Yeah. That's the silver lining to the Trae Young injury is that the Hawks are getting a great pick because the Pelicans aren't going to bounce back. They're done for. Willie Green probably will be fired this week, and I would take the Hornets. The Hornets are great on offense. The Pelicans can't guard anybody.
That's fair. They've given up 120 in every game, haven't they?
Exactly. 29th in defense. I saw Nate Duncan had a stat that they're the fastest team ever to 3 30-point losses. It's been literally 6 games, so not super surprising. They're 30th in net rating, so the Nets are bad in the tank race, but the Pelicans have been worse, and it's going to continue to be worse for them because, unfortunately for them, they are in the Western Conference. It doesn't get easy.
Yeah.
They're the easy team on the schedule for everybody else in the West.
New Orleans, Charlotte, take the over, whatever that line is, because Charlotte ain't stopping anyone, and so it'll be a high-scoring basketball game. As you said, Skeets, you broke down the schedule. It was tough to start.
Yeah, it is. Those are good teams, majority of them.
Yeah, and I will say, I'm a D'Anthony Melton fan. I'm a glue guy fan. I think Kevon Looney's absence hurt. He still isn't playing. So those little teeny tiny things of just having guys that are in and around the locker room to keep things going, to keep Jordan Poole as a former teammate of his in Golden State, to keep him and his head right, that hurts. But the question is, can they bounce back? We haven't seen that before. We haven't seen them just start poorly and then be able to bounce back. Now, last year, Zion went out, and He physically was able to bounce back most of the way, as he says, but they decided after this terrible start, we're not bringing you back 100% of the time. There's no way we can win any games. So let's keep that draft pick. Let's stay down there. So they kind of bounced back last year. So there is a chance, I suppose, if it's not what they did last year. Again, no computer down here. They started something very poor, like 8-24. I mean, they can't be that bad and bounce back, but it still is. It's doable at this point.
Yeah. The scary part is Zion is for the most part playing. Trey Murphy, the third, is for the most part playing. Herb Jones is playing. I was confident in, if those guys play, they're not going to be that bad, right? Well, I'm getting proven wrong. I mean, their pick in Jeremiah Fears, they're sort of throwing him into the fire. I mean, they're down DeJounte Murray, so he gets a chance. He's been okay. I mean, he's a rookie point guard on a bad team right now, but at least there's some promise there.
He just made his first 3-pointers over the weekend.
Yeah, he attacks. He definitely attacks. He's going to have to add the shooting, but
this is the healthiest they've been in years.
Yeah, I know. And they're still not winning.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, Troll Man. I know you have no internet down there.
Yeah, no problem.
They had 21 wins last season. It wasn't a big bounce back.
No, it wasn't a big bounce back.
They didn't bounce that high.
No, but the Zion physically was able to bounce back, and they kept him out of so many games because they knew that after that terrible start, they weren't going to come back to 500. So there was no chance really of coming back. Yeah, I would say I leaned on last Monday's show when we did our first weekend winners and losers. I leaned the Pelicans are not able to come back. But when you got Charlotte on the schedule, woo-wee, there comes a W. That should be something of positivity for this team.
I think it has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I know again,
that's a must-win game.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can't beat the Hornets. The Hornets have a positive net rating. The Hornets are not a good team, but they ain't the Pelicans.
No, I know. But it feels like, God, they got to win that because otherwise Willie Green, I can't imagine him surviving that little mini Western Conference road trip following that, which are against all really good teams. It's bad. Okay, final one, Troll Man. What do you got for a loser of the weekend?
Joel Embiid got fined $50,000 for his DX chop, his suck it chop. But you want to get away with that and it doesn't work, fine. Okay, that's up to you. It was just a one-time chop against the Boston Celtics in the first quarter. He's a loser because he did get away with it days prior to the Washington Wizards. He did it towards the crowd. He did it multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I'm counting this clip watching. He did it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth. Boom! And his teammates loved it. You see Kyle Lowry, you see Eric Gordon, you see Andre Drummond, even the kids, Jared McCain, still loving it. I was skeptical. Do the old guys only like this DX chop? Because it's an old school move. But if Jared McCain and his TikTok habits like it, then everybody should like it. But I don't know why he did this against the Boston Celtics in a first quarter when you literally just got away with it against the Washington Wizards. I guess because that one wasn't on the court. He was doing it towards a fan who was talking trash to the Wizards. That's why he got away with that one. And Sixers Reddit threw that one up, and that's where we got that video from. It's from a fan's phone. But that other one against Boston Celtics is literally in the middle of the court. And it was just a quick one-timer, and Joel Embiid mad.
What?
Joel Embiid mad saying, "Well, you've got to fine our fans because of the way they do their blocking call."
No. He said you got to find the officials.
Excuse me. That's what I meant.
Yeah. You got to start finding the refs for doing the lewd. He threw that in air quotes, blocking foul gesture, since I'm not allowed to do it. Yeah. So Joel Embiid is saying, I'm actually not doing the DX suck it chop. I'm doing a version of the referee's blocking foul.
No, you're not. No. You're doing the suck it.
Yeah. So wait, who's the loser here? Joel Embiid or the NBA or a little bit of both?
I would say it's Embiid because he got away with it. He got away with 5 chops or 5 blocks, as he called it, against the Washington Wizards, doing it towards a fan. His team loved it. They're riding a high. Just quit.
You say he's gotten away with it. He did after that game or during that game. But this is like the third or fourth time he's been fined for this gesture.
Exactly.
Yeah, like over
Exactly.
the last couple of years, he's done it a handful of times and gotten $25,000 fines or $75,000 fines.
Oh,
It's crazy.
And going through the catalog of chop-its, I had forgotten about the one he pulled out when he got the gold medal put around his neck at the Olympics. He literally got the gold medal. Oh, this is the most.
I don't remember that.
This is the most respectful, apolitical moment. I mean, you just have to be diplomatic and just take the medal around your neck. He literally pulled out a chop-it immediately. Immediately.
To the person giving him the award? The medal?
No, he just kind of did it to the crowd.
Right. Okay.
Odd. And he actually did it during the tournament as well. He pulled one in the tournament on the court in the Olympics. I had forgotten about those, and they kind of just go under the radar.
He wasn't fined by the IOC?
Yeah, it's a weird one. Very weird. Very odd.
Do you think he's going to stop?
No, he's been doing it for 10 straight years, and it's awesome. And it's $50,000. Who cares?
He's like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's worth every penny.
I mean, at this point, like Triple H and the WWE should just like pay the fines for him.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, thanks for keeping this at top of mind for everybody.
Yeah,
we'll pay your fines.
Yeah,
chop away, boy.
Chop away. I mean, what? Tas showed us the clip. He did it 5 times.
Yeah.
When he got subbed out, maybe he just changes where he celebrates.
Yeah.
Suck it on the bench.
You mentioned Triple H. I think he did it alongside him in Philadelphia when they ring the Liberty Bell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have that clip ready to go, but literally it's either him or Triple H banging the bell and the other one doing the DX chop. the suck it chop. The new celebration in the NBA, but I guess can't be done on the court.
No, James Jones does not like it. That is who's in charge of...
he's the new guy.
Yeah, putting these fines on guys. Used to be Joe Dumars, but he's busy with his 0-6 team. So now James Jones is in charge of, I guess, vice president of head of basketball operations when it comes to the league.
Yeah. And he's not a big fan of wrestling, I guess.
I don't know. He may not be. Yeah, maybe he's more of an AEW fan.
Yeah, maybe so. He preferred the Nation of Domination to Generation X.
I must ask. I'm like James Jones. I've lost touch with the WWE.
Yeah.
Do these chops happen?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's really doing it.
I mean, I do feel like they bring DX back every year for the nostalgia pop, and of course they're pulling out suckets. You didn't know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they're there. I mean, is there? Yeah, I thought Tas asked you. Has anybody adopted it as a move? No, you can't.
Well,
do
I didn't
that.
know the DX was back either. I didn't know
they're not really back.
Well, annually.
It's wrestling. They always bring the old guys.
They're
back for a
sometimes
pop.
they're gone, and then they're always back.
Yeah. Every show is bringing everything back. It's not just wrestling, but I guess the 1, 2, 3 comes back. Does it chop it?
Yeah.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, X-Pac.
X-Pac.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 kid you went with. Wow, real old school.
Oh, yeah, he's both. Yeah, he's
yeah.
both. But yeah, he's X-Pac and WCW. Excuse my
You could actually be a wrestling
knowledge.
character as Trollman.
Trollman? Yeah, for sure.
Always under the ring,
Oh, yeah, coming out.
always popping out.
Oh, yeah.
But your legs are always sticking out like that, so we know you're there.
Will he be attacking tonight?
We just decide, is the troll man asleep tonight during this match or not? Will he attack?
Don't wake the troll.
Yeah, I like that.
The slam was too big.
That's a free idea for you there, Triple H.
Yeah, that's shocking. There's been one. There's been somebody underneath a ring that has a character.
There's been guys that, the Undertaker would famously, from time to time, show up from under the ring, but there's been no troll man to my knowledge.
No troll man, yeah.
Good gimmick, actually.
Yeah, I think Mick Foley immediately, because he's that kind of strange person.
Mankind, I had some troll-like qualities.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, a little wrestling divergent there. Let's get to tonight's pick'em. Because we are all 0-0 again, Tas. So longer month here for November. We have a very fun payoff on the line. I'm not going to tell you right now. We'll tell you later this week, but it's going to be a good one. What's our game tonight, Trollman?
Well, it's the Milwaukee Bucks going into Indiana as a 6.5-point favorite. Indiana only getting 6.5 points. It seemed a little low when I saw it. I immediately jumped on Milwaukee. I thought the last time they played was when they lost in Indiana in the playoffs. That was John Halliburton, Tyrese Halliburton's dad, approaching Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I felt this is an easy line pick for me. The Milwaukee Bucks are doing it. Trey is with me. Skeets is on the other side, plus 6.5. Are you in that mindset that you were last week when you saw that odd line, that this is the same, that it's too low? Because I feel like it's a little too low.
You're saying you thought the Bucks would be favored by more.
Yeah.
I think the line is okay. I think that's right where I would have it, somewhere between 5 and 7, and that's where it is. But right now, my strategy, earplugs, troll man. It's just go the opposite of you.
Yeah, it's a good move.
You know, sometimes it works. Sometimes you don't need to overthink this thing. Like
I did it all last year and had the best record.
Yeah. So.
That's the way to go sometimes.
So right now, but hey, look, you guys could cover here. Yeah.
Occasionally, when you're up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good run of several years, but somehow things have turned poor last year. So yeah, sometimes you just got to chill and pick the opposite of troll, man. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Why did you pick the Bucks tonight, Trey?
Fade the troll should be a line on FanDuel.
Fade the troll.
Little photo attaches the troll, and like you just are encouraged to take the opposite side. Yeah.
I thought it was a slightly small line as well, which made me think that Giannis must be playing because he didn't play against the Warriors, right? He did play against the Kings.
Yeah.
He's listed as questionable. They barely squeaked by the Kings, who were kind of like same quality level as the Pacers.
No, they lost,
To the Kings.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So
Kings
that's
beat them by 2.
So that's why the Bucks were an easy pick for me as well. It's a bounce back game.
I think it's bounce
Yeah, I
back.
think Giannis hates the Pacers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
going to be
Miles Turner really hates the Pacers. This guy's going in so hard.
Yeah.
A little too hard, man.
What, he verbally said he's angry that.
I think his most recent quote is that he feels like the Pacers gave up because they came in knowing Halliburton's not going to play, so they didn't give him a big time contract.
Right.
But I just feel like he's taken a very anti-Pacers stance after being there for a decade. A lot of love lost, it feels like, and I thought that was a pretty good relationship, though apparently ended poorly.
Well, I mean, I assume tonight though he gets like the huge welcome back pop, right?
Oh,
And they gets the
absolutely.
video.
He should.
tribute.
He should.
I mean, he was there a long
Yep.
time, had some success. So, okay, you guys have Milwaukee to win by 7 or more. That's the important part here. I just need the Pacers to keep it close, even if it is a loss. Good stuff, Troll Man. How's
Really
the back
good
feeling?
stuff.
Oh, it's feeling great.
Yeah.
The core is feeling tight, feeling like I just did an Emma Lovewell hardcore
Yeah.
core workout.
Right.
Feeling tight.
Well, feel free to take a nap down there if you want. You look comfy.
Yeah, it's super comfy. Yeah, again,
You got the carpet, like you said.
carpet
at
looks
least.
plush.
Yeah.
Looks plush. I should have
Fresh
put a
rug.
padding under my butt, but here we are.
All right. Hit the like button for Troll Man Tas and JD for making it all happen here with
course.
the pick and payoff. That was a fun one for the short month, Troll Man. And again, later this week, we'll tell you what the punishment is or the payoff will be for November's pickup. I think it's going to be pretty good. We're going to get a little contentious, I think, when it comes to the picks as the month goes on
yeah.
if it's tight.
This is
I
high
can't wait.
stakes.
High stakes. Yeah, high stakes for the next one. But again, we'll tell you later this week.
Yeah, if you liked wrestling in the 90s, you're going to love this payoff.
Right. Oh, nice tease. Well, I mean, that could be a lot of things,
Yeah.
but good tease. Okay, we will see you guys tomorrow. Special guest. You'll have to find out. Join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Find out who it is. Come on, man. You got to come back.
You're trolling now.
I'm trolling now, baby. You got to come back. We'll see you then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, come on back later this week. We'll announce what our pick and payoff loser is going to have to do at the end of this month. But what they won't have to do is eat a pumpkin pie, because I saw those this weekend at Costco. They're out.
They're out.
Of course, they are out. So I bought one.
You bought one?
Oh yeah.
The big one.
Unlike last year when you had to finish
Yeah.
it in a week, I'm leaving a month for our house to finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you started?
I think we can do it. Oh yeah, a few bites.
Oh, wow.
Few bites.
A few bites already.
A
Wow.
bite a day. pumping away.
It's like an advent calendar. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I literally got shivers up my spine when you said that pie from Costco and me having to eat it last year.
big
on the
old
show.
pie.
It took me 3 days, right? 3 and a bit, maybe.
Oh yeah. It didn't
got
even
it.
take you the whole week.
No, I got it done.
It's so odd. I picked one up, and it's got this liquid on top. It's like dribbling all over the place. It's kind of weird. You wouldn't think of that as a
Sounds
pumpkin.
good.
Yeah, it does taste good.
All right. Well, enjoy your bite tonight, Troll Man. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Embrace the day, people.